pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And good morning to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara. You are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. And I feel like I haven't been with my partner here in a very, very, very long time. So I'm here this morning with my co-host, my sidekick, my everything here at Boston Connect Real Estate, Melissa Wallace. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And we also have Tim in the house. Hello, Tim. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. It's been a while since the three of us have been together here. So.
I know. Yeah. It hasn't been Three's Company for a bit.
Oh, yeah. Can we play that as our
when
we exit
we'll do it today? Of course, yes.
Yeah. That's what I love about you. You're just so spontaneous that you'll be able to do those things for us. Yeah. So, So Melissa, I've missed you so. I know you've done a couple shows without me. You were on vacation. It seems like forever ago. I did a show without you, and here we are.
And here we are together again.
And we're together again, and I'm happy to be here with you. If you are listening to us on WATD, good morning, and rise and shine. It's nice out there today.
Is it going to be nice today?
Oh, it's not raining.
Well,
we have the sun, but it's going to be a bit on the breezy side.
A little breezy, yeah.
Yeah.
He pays attention to the weatherman.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
When they do the weather on the station that he works at, it would probably be important to pay attention to. But did it rain last night?
Yeah, it did, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was raining. Yeah, so... Oh, guess what, Tim? Have you gone to Alba yet?
No, I haven't yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. I've driven by it. It looks great.
It's so good. We went last night. It is sexy, yeah. So that's why you have to have a sexy date there, right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And they brought back the sausage Sergio, which I know that everybody loved, and they took it off the menu. That's Melissa's favorite. That's Mark's favorite. That's what Mark got last night. So Melissa and I, no.
Yeah.
I
and I went on a date last night.
It was Mark.
Hey, it's all right. You can have a girl's date now and then.
I had so much to drink. I didn't know that it was raining outside. No.
It was me and Mark went with Tracy and Jim Grady. So the Grady team here from Boston Connect Real Estate, which was a lot of fun. So, so it was great. But today we're going to be talking, I can't even believe it. So, and I know I'm getting old when I say this, okay? So I know it. I just know I am. It's like, okay, I go into the stores and Halloween wasn't even over and they had Christmas stuff up. Mm-hmm. And if
you're preaching to the choir, sister. I know.
Right?
I know.
Is it weird?
And on some of the TV stations last weekend, too. Boom. They had Elf on in the Christmas movies. I'm like, hey. Come on,
I mean, what happened to the day after Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I know. I had big plans for October.
America's capitalism. We have to rush the holidays along.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with Thanksgiving. Let's get Santa out and the Christmas trees.
Yeah,
let's go.
It's just like check mark. Like let's move on to the next thing. No wonder the world feels like it's moving so fast.
Right?
Where they're pushing, the retailers are pushing it.
Yeah, like I said, I had big plans for October. Oh, I'm going to watch this and I'm going to do this. And I looked up and I said, well, it's November 9th. What happened? I didn't do any of that.
That's okay. If you still want to do Halloween, Melissa, you can do Halloween.
Thank you.
I'm not stopping you. Yeah.
Thank you. I had little ghosts around my house and I had to take them down. I was like, I didn't even get to enjoy these.
Well, what you do is you give them like a turkey head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There's somebody.
Just blend the two together.
There's like this famous
that's
like
funny.
goose on like social media, and it's like a porch goose, and it's fake, but they
Yeah.
dress it up in every single holiday,
There you go.
and it's like a thing. Like people are like, oh, what I
Yeah.
don't even know what the name of the goose is, but you
Well,
just
some people do that with their Christmas tree. They'll just keep it up and then they'll put like Easter eggs on
Yeah.
it and stuff.
I did an open house for your listing in Carver last weekend, and this woman was walking around, and she said, well, I have 4 trees and each one has a theme, and so we went around the whole house trying to decide where the trees were going to go.
It's funny because I have last night as I was, where was I? I was
You were
leaving-
at Alba.
Yeah, I was at Alba, but I was somewhere before that. I was over at Cochise Estates, and I see people have their Christmas trees up already. I see Christmas lights. I see it all. So looks like we better get Mr. McNamara on the ball here to get our lights on.
Yes, because we do have an event coming up.
You do? Well, we can't really announce it yet because our SOI has to get it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we book up so fast with Santa.
Yeah, we do. So if you have an agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, be sure to reach out to them and see what's going on here. What's going on here the Saturday after Thanksgiving?
And that sort of brings us right into our theme here today. We're going to be talking about, Melissa came up with a great title for this, and what did you call it? Tis the season, tis the real estate season. So I did tis the season, home for the holidays. Pretty good, right? We make such a good team where we could blend things like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about, buying a home and selling a home during the holiday season. And I know that buyers tend to get a little discouraged during this time. Well, you know what? I take that back. I don't think that they really get discouraged. I think that they just don't do it. They're just like, I'm going to take the time off for, the holidays.
Yeah, they get holiday fatigue.
Yeah, they just want to take it off. I'm going to just enjoy the holidays, then I'll start thinking about this again. But if you think about it, if everybody's thinking the same thing, the best time to be thinking about buying a house is when everybody else is not.
Yeah, I just had a conversation yesterday with one of our agents, Ginny Wandell, who is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. And she has a client who is sort of toying with the idea of waiting until the new year, or do we put it on sometime in December? And I just asked her, I said, well, what's the motivation? If the motivation is to sell the home, why not put it on now? And we just sort of walked through that. And I think what they ultimately decided was to put it on in December. And just realizing and knowing that, there's always buyers out there, and, there's always going to be sellers, even though they're a little bit, few and far between right now, low inventory, but there's always going to be somebody who wants to either purchase a home or sell their home. So, and you can't sort of get those offers if you're not in the game. So,
And I know that you did the agenda for me because we had a little cherub join us a little earlier, and I've been busy with, taking up, some of the stuff that Mary's been doing.
yeah.
So I am, you did the agenda, so I'm sure it's in here somewhere. But I think one of the best times for people to be putting their house on the market, just to sort of hit upon this slimly, because I'm sure we'll get into it, is this time of year, because that's when we see a lot of relocation clients that are coming into town. And we've said this many a times. I mean, with us, I say we're from Boston, right? We're south of Boston. And that's where we're seeing, we're the hub of education, medical, and finance. So I think it's a really good time for, and tech, I would say, biotech. It's a really good time because people in those categories tend to be, the C-level executives tend to be moving around this time of year so they can start anew in the new year.
Yeah. I did.
2025, holy moly.
Yeah. I can't believe it. I'm one of those people, like, the meme that it's like, 20 years ago, and I think of the 80s. I wasn't even born in the 80s, but when someone's like, oh yeah, 25 years ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, the 80s.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that's 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right? Geesh. So we are also on Facebook, and we are also on Instagram. So we are all places live. So if you want to say hello to us, we can see your comments here in front of us on our screen. So feel free to get us any questions. It doesn't have to be about this topic. It can be about anything that you want to discuss with us. And if you want to call into the studio and you get to talk to Tim one-on-one, he will pipe you over to us, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. You can also send a text to that phone number as well, and Tim will be able to read that live on the air for us.
Yeah, and I will apologize in advance. I do have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. I'm coughing, so if I go through a fit, I'm just going to leave, and Sharon's in charge.
I'll just take over.
You're in charge.
She has a Ricola. Yeah. All right, so where do you want to start here? I have to grab something so you can start a conversation. Go ahead.
I think it's really important, and like I said, I did have a conversation yesterday with Ginny Wandel, who's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, just talking about, the market generally in December and sort of what kind of buyers we're seeing in the homes that come on the market. And I think that conversation is important for understanding sort of the market cycle that we go through right before the holidays, during the holidays, after the holidays. And, with us, it's important to have those conversations with our clients and just educate them on, we do this year after year. I mean, Sharon, you've been in real estate for over 20 years. Ginny Wandel has been in real estate, I don't even know, over 15?
Yeah, I would say,
maybe over 10?
Yeah, like 2010-ish.
Yeah.
She got her license.
So
You know I was her
years.
buyer's agent, right?
I think I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, they were looking for like a second home, and I was their buyer's agent on that.
So when you have years experience in here, in this industry, you sort of understand what the life cycle is with real estate and what goes on during the holiday season, and sort of have a general idea of, the more, I would say, the more serious buyers are still looking during that time. You definitely have the relocation buyers. And I feel like when it comes to the relocation buyers, they're less, I don't know if picky's the word, or like because they know that they might only be there for a few years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. I think that those buyers, they sort of swoop in. They're here for a couple days. They look at several houses, and they just pick one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, for them, it's truly just housing. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really particularly feel like they're looking for a home and that feeling of home. I think it's housing, plain and simple. I need a place to live. I need a place for my kids to go to school. And
that almost makes me a little sad.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I was watching HGTV the other night. I feel like it was a rerun because I knew the end before it happened. So I must have watched it before. But I was watching, it was like military family, and they had moved several times throughout like this country, our country, but then they were making a move to Scotland. I love International, House Hunters International. And it was sort of sad because as the woman was walking through the house, she was like, oh, and this is like a great space to entertain. I go, who are you entertaining? I've been in the same house 32 years. And if I had a party, if I called, I don't know who I would call tonight to say I'm having a party. Who am I going to entertain? Who are you entertaining when you just move to a new place?
I feel like I just came up with a whole list of people in my mind for your party.
Oh,
What
really?
do you mean?
All right, then you can.
You host holidays.
You can plan it.
Oh, all right. Well, we did sort of for.
Do you want to come over today?
Do I want to come over today? I have an open house.
Yeah, well, so do I.
And then
1 o'clock, we're going to be watching Will McNamara. He plays football for Assumption, and they're playing at Pace today, so that's a little too far to just go and see him. So his parents are going to come to my house. We're going to watch him on the big screen.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He's been starting as a freshman.
Oh,
Yay, Will.
Yay, Will. What was I saying with that?
I don't know. We're talking about the motivational buyers and like the patterns, the seasonal patterns.
Did you know with House Hunters, the people already own the house that they choose?
I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the producers of that show really wanted that out there, but There you go.
Well, if you're listening on WATD,
You're in the
sorry,
know.
You're in the know. Yeah, they already own that house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of just for show, but isn't it all?
That's why they call it a show.
Yeah, that's why they call it a show. But they already own it. Tracy Grady's watching us. Hi.
Hey,
She says
Tracy
hi.
Grady. Hello.
Your friend Karen Monroe is watching.
Hello.
Hi.
If they could just give us a little hello on Facebook, just so we can make sure that our prompts are working here. I felt like they weren't the other day. But so home for the holidays in the mode, and that's one of the things too, is not only, a lot of people are like, you know what, I do not want to deal with having people in and out of my house during the holidays. And I would say like the winter months, but we're sort of concentrating on home for the holidays right now. And 'tis the season. And I think that people, I can specifically think about this last year. I was, going to somebody's house and they were thinking about putting the house on the market. And they were in that same, do I just wait until everything is over and enjoy what I'm doing? You can do that, but everybody else is doing it. And it's so funny that it's just coming up Facebook user. But
I think that's D.
Oh, okay. But it doesn't, it doesn't have their name. So I think that, so I went to this woman's house and she's like, oh no, it was Easter. Actually, I think it was this year. And she said, well, I just want to let you know, like I celebrate, like I have Easter at my house. So I already have my table set. And I was like, when is Easter? It was like 3 weeks away. But that's, being proactive and being ready. I'm usually setting the table as people are walking in the door.
Yeah. See, you do host parties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holidays.
Holidays, I do.
Yeah. So what'd you say with that?
I said, no problem.
No problem.
Putting it, she wasn't putting the house on the market until after Easter anyway, so that one didn't really matter. And I certainly wouldn't take pictures. And that's the other thing too you should be thinking about is if you are going to be putting your home on the market, again, we started the show by saying that people are already putting up their Christmas trees and the holiday lights and everything else. Maybe you consider, you have to time it out. You know what I mean? Like you have your agent over and then we can get the photographer in there and we can take pictures that don't have your tree in it. I mean, AI is great now though, so we can just sort of crop that out.
Yeah. I recently saw a house in MLS that was like completely covered in Halloween decorations, and I don't think that it went under, so it's still out there with all these Halloween decorations, but it's like, it doesn't age well.
Yeah. No, now it actually makes it look stale.
Yeah.
Right? Even though that was last week.
Yeah. I don't even know what date. Oh, yeah. It's the 9th. Yeah. So, 10 days ago was Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's still not under, so...
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do Thanksgiving pictures. It's not ours, but maybe they should, reconsider.
Yeah.
Maybe doing pictures over again.
Yeah, or just crop everything out. Maybe they could do that. Yeah.
Well, no, there was a lot.
Okay, then maybe they should just get their photographer back over. And so with the holiday trees, so a lot of times people are saying that they don't want people coming in and out of their house. And then when they have, their tree up and they have presents and blah, 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 they don't want open houses because they're afraid of people coming in and maybe taking some of their stuff. Yeah, that is something that you should be aware of, I guess. But, when we're doing an open house, we're certainly watching the cast of characters that are coming in,
Mm-hmm.
So our hope is that no one would be a Grinch and steal your stuff. But clearly, if you have the engagement ring wrapped up under the tree, you should move that.
Yeah, no presents.
Yeah, no presents. You don't need the presents.
No putting them out. It's just being aware, like you said, being aware of the people who are coming into your home. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's coming into your home to do something bad.
Mm-hmm.
But much like any other open house where we say, make sure your medication's not out, make sure, your nice watches aren't out, like things like that. I would certainly have the same conversation, just like, just don't put your presents under the tree. If you're going to propose, don't leave the ring out type of thing. Like, for during the holiday. So we're having the same conversation. It's just might be a little bit different objects we're telling you to not put out.
Mm-hmm. And too, I know that some people get, the concern that they have is if they have a Christmas tree up, could that sway somebody's opinion of who they are because of their religious beliefs? I guess it could. So if it does, you really don't want that person to be the next owner of your house anyways, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, with limitations, I'm thinking about a Christmas tree. I'm not thinking of like, you know, if someone had demons hanging all over the house. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'd be like,
Demons.
I don't know.
They
like
caught the
something
demons and
like
then they're
what's
just hanging them
what's
there.
negative something that people could have all over, you know, like they worship Satan and stuff. You know, yeah.
I mean, that could be negative.
Yeah.
For
What is
people.
what are those like? What is that? The Christmas tree is upside down?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Maybe-
haven't fallen into one, but
I don't know. I don't know what they're called.
yeah. Well, chances are I would never get that listing anyways. I wear a cross, and I smell like garlic because I cook a lot of Italian food.
I don't think you smell like garlic.
Oh yeah, that's Dracula, anyways, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a vampire. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're not selling vampires homes, so you can still come into our open houses.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
You know that already.
It's been a long 2 weeks.
It has been. It really has
It's been a long 20-something years, right?
Yes, it has. Okay, so the motivated, this is one of the things that I was starting to say about that is, you know, this time of year, you don't have, well, as we're getting closer to the holidays, right? So Thanksgiving is coming up, and then we'll have Hanukkah and Christmas and, you know, every holiday that happens in December. And isn't like Kwanzaa is in December as well. So all of those holidays, the motivated buyers are the ones that are out. Generally speaking, your looky-loos are taking time. They're not really, oh, I'm just going to go pop into this open house right now. I would say it's your more motivated and serious buyers. So you will have less showings. Don't get discouraged by that. It's just that there are less buyers out there. But at least the buyers you have out there, the potential buyers that you have out there, are motivated buyers.
Yeah, it's interesting because I did an open house for you and Mary last Sunday at 33 Adams Circle in Carver, and I'm actually going to be there today as well. But I was surprised because there, you know, a lot of the open houses that I've done in the past, you know, you get a couple neighbors, you get looky-loos, and they're interested. But every single person that came through my open house was a serious buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who was genuinely looking for themselves, looking at the house to see if it fit their needs. You know, we had an agent come through whose clients lived out of state and they weren't able to make the open house, and you know, just they were motivated. So everybody who came through, and I'm sort of expecting it to be the same way today as well, as you know, generally in this time frame, we don't get the looky-loos. I mean, do you really want to get up and bundle up and go, you know, just to look at a house, even though you're not going to buy it and you're not really that interested?
No, I want to be sitting on my couch with a fire.
Yeah.
And a cup of green tea. That's what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good right now.
Yeah, it does, actually. Yeah, you should have some green tea for that throat. But one of the other things as you were talking, and I was looking down at the agenda as well, is lost my train of thought. The buyers, how they tend to act faster this time of year. I did have a thought, Melissa, and I lost it.
Is it this one, the last one?
No, ideal time balancing the exposure and high demand. No, I don't remember what it was.
Okay. Going back to understanding the market, you know, that also comes into play with pricing.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Okay.
Stop.
Stop.
Don't let me lose it again.
Okay.
Don't let me lose that thought again. You were talking about the amount of people that came through your open house last week. And, you know, there was one agent who I commend. He, you know, and this is what I do commend, is you can tell who the real, you know, full-time real estate agents are in this industry when they're coming for their client, or they're coming with their client, or they're calling us to say, hey, I'm somewhere else. Do you mind if my client comes to this open house? But the one agent that did come through for his client who is living in another state right now but wants to come back to Massachusetts, which I'm actually seeing as a little bit of a trend, to be quite honest, is people leaving and then coming back. And they ultimately did put in an offer, and the problem why it wasn't accepted is because they didn't have their house on the market. So as I was looking at your agenda, and it says, to be prepared, excuse me, and with your timeline, I think that that's a really good example of being prepared. Whether, it's always what came first, the chicken or the egg. Do I put my house on the market and then sell? Do I find something and then, you know what I mean? Do I put my house on the market first and then buy, or do I buy and then put my house on the market, right? So that is a really difficult thing. There are several layers that go into that decision-making process. But this example was sort of sad for me because we have to give our clients the best advice. And they live in Florida. They have a home to sell. It was a home sale contingency. Ultimately, after it was all said and done, it would have been, the proceeds from that would have paid. I don't want to give too many details about the offer. The offer was a really good offer, other than the fact that the house wasn't even on the market yet. The pictures weren't even taken.
Yeah.
So, and there was no price that was sort of decided because I have Clubhouse on right now too, and I believe that so there's a couple people in there listening, and I am very fortunate that I have a group of, I will now call them my real estate friends throughout the country, and it's nationwide. From every state there is somebody we all know. And I was going to reach out to my friends in Florida to say, hey, how do you feel about this house,
Yeah.
the pricing, all of that?
The area, 'cause
yeah,
we're unfamiliar with
yeah,
it.
we're unfamiliar with the Florida market, and other than what we're hearing briefly. And I didn't even really have that opportunity to do that because the house wasn't even on the market yet, and
Yeah.
the pictures weren't taken. So ultimately, although the offer was great, every part of it was really good other than that. That's why I'm saying to my clients, I was recently in West Bridgewater with this awesome couple, and I honestly want them to adopt me. I asked if I could come for the holidays. I literally love these two. And I was at their house and I said, all right, here's the thing, you're not ready to come on now. You're thinking about in the spring. They're in a different situation with potentially they could purchase before selling their current home. Not everyone is in that position. But I said, what we should do is be prepared, get the house ready to be on the market, be ready, get the pictures taken, do all of that. So then when the time comes, if they do find the one, then it's easy enough for me to just push a button and say, look, voila, it's done.
Yeah.
And it's on the market. So, that agent did, I don't know, did you see the email? I forwarded it to you
did.
last night. Yeah, that agent actually sent us another email last night saying, okay, our client's house is on the market. Will they reconsider? And now it's like, all right, well, we're having an open house today. Maybe after this, that they will consider it again. I mean, certainly we'll bring it to them because we have to legally, obviously.
Yeah, and we'll just see what the activity and feedback is for their home.
Exactly.
Like I said,
I want them to get I really
yeah.
hope that they're the ones that get it. I really do.
Yeah, and it is also, we did ask the question, what, because that agent is obviously an agent in Massachusetts and they have another agent down in Florida, and just understanding, is it going to be priced accordingly, and what the market is like down there, because we know how to sell real estate in Massachusetts. Anything in Florida, we'll refer to somebody that we know in the business. But, and you referred an agent for somebody recently in Florida. So, it's, we have that network, but, if it's an unfamiliar area, an unfamiliar agent, we do have some questions that we have to ask to help protect our client here in Massachusetts.
Because the response, what I had said to my client with that, and I know we're a little off topic of what we're talking about.
Well, we're trying to get somebody a home for the holiday.
Yeah, I know.
A home for the holiday. So this is how we're navigating it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. The timeline was pushed way out. I mean, they would have been in there by the time before Christmas, but it just seemed like it was pushing it far out. And I understand they had to because they didn't even have that other house on the market. But yeah.
Well, if it comes together, we'll tighten it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I truly do hope for them that it does. So,
So again, going back to my conversation with Ginny Wandell, was that, understanding the market where we're at and pricing it accordingly, knowing what our seller's motivation is, because we know what our buyer's motivation is, and that's they want a house. That's their motivation. But again, and like you said, sort of there could be a domino effect. You know, do you put your house on the market before finding or looking for a home, or do you look and, you know, so sort of coming up with that strategy of what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
What do you think?
I'm going to sound like an attorney, but it depends.
I know. See, I know. That's what I always say too. It does. Like I said, every circumstance is different. Oh, I know what I was going to say because I lost my train of thought again. I am exhausted apparently. But one of the things with that offer, and when we were, you know, just, you know, giving it, you know, presenting it to our client, and she's a past client as well. So like good relationship. So like I can, you know, basically say she gets me. And I was just like, this is how I feel about this offer. You're sort of prolonging the unknown.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a good way of putting it? I've been in
Yeah.
this business 22 years, and that was the first time that just it popped out of my mouth.
I feel like you've said it before. You
I
just might not
haven't.
remember.
No, it's prolonging the unknown. It's just like, I don't know. I'm just prolonging the fact, like if we had accepted that offer last week, we'd still be like, okay, have they gotten any showings? Have they gotten any offers? Have they gotten anything? I mean, we could do an entire show on this now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, to piggyback off of that, I know we're getting away from the holidays, but the prolonging the unknown is almost like what I've been sort of, or what we've been dealing with a different transaction is like, okay, we had a deadline for a reason. And now we're going past a deadline, like, are we moving forward or not? And I had a conversation with you and with Kristen Howlett, who's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate as well. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know how you guys do it. How do you wait for everybody else to do their part? Like when you've done your part.
Oh,
Waiting for everybody else to
you're
do
talking
their
about
part.
signing a PNS this week.
Signing everything. It's like, come on. This is why we have deadlines. This is why we have timelines. This is why, like, hello.
Knock, knock. Is
Knock,
what I want
knock.
to say.
Knock, knock.
You can say hello. I want to knock on people's head.
Knock, knock. Would you like to be home for the holidays? Well, then let's stick to the timeline.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yep. And that's the thing too, is, you know, I was just thinking about new construction and where I'm going to be today. And is there an opportunity for new construction for people to get into a brand new home before the holidays? And you know what? There may be some of those opportunities out there, because I know, you know, one of the things that I've been doing with Stonebridge Homes, who Mary and I have 2 developments with. You know, we try to have one of the units or houses that's sort of in the line that could close in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. So we really do try to do that. But those ones certainly, like one of my models got sold again. So we have that under agreement, which is great. Yep. And the agent actually is a WATD listener. He listens in often. So hello to Robbie. I don't know if he goes by Robbie or Rob.
Oh.
I call him Rob. I don't know. I have him in my phone. It's Bob. Like, I don't even know. I'm going to have to look at his signature. I think it's Robbie. Anyways, but it's nice. Like his client, you know, for timing for his client is, you know, I need to be in at this time and coordinate it with the date that I'm closing that house, because there's no anything interim. So we were able to sell one of our model homes to them. So there are times where the developers will consider that as well.
Yeah. Which is great because, you know, it's sort of, we always talk about this in the new construction shows is, you know, the value of the model homes compared to the value of the, you know, the new builds, and sort of where you land with that. And you generally get a really great, I don't want to say deal, but you get a really great value for what you're purchasing with the model homes, because they generally like to put in things, upgrades and stuff that so they can showcase what they can do, right, Sharon? Yeah. But yeah, so that's new construction. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about our open houses, you know, a little bit in the show. We only have about 20 minutes left, but you know, getting back to the motivation, when it comes to the holiday season, if people are still out there looking for homes, we want to know what their motivation is. So is it a relocation? Is it, you just have been looking for so long and you're not giving up? So I always think that it's important to know sort of where your buyers are. Mm-hmm. Facebook user said, prolonging the unknown, the story of my life, the indecision of decision.
Yeah. You have to, if that is,
I think it is D.
Yeah, that's D. So D, she always tells us I want to do some more purging. I want to do some more purging. So this is a great time of year to be doing that type of stuff, right? It's, it's going to start getting really chilly out. We have somebody from Jeremy from, he's on YouTube.
Yeah. How do I floor plan a small 900 square foot ranch house? Mine has an awkward floor plan.
Take down every wall. No, I don't know. You can't just take down every wall, but Jeremy, that's a good question. There are a lot of different things that you can do with a floor plan of a small ranch. I actually have to, after our call today, I do have to put together some numbers for somebody who is considering doing a flip on a small ranch. And I walked through the layout yesterday and I felt it's very pocketed, and that's the thing, especially when you have a smaller home. The best way for a smaller home to look bigger is to have that open floor concept for sure. I don't suggest that anybody goes and takes down a wall. That is one of the things that Mark and I went through. My husband Mark went through this house yesterday, and we noticed that there was a wall that was taken down to give it more of that open flow and that open concept feel. And I don't know that it was done correctly because there seems to be a slope in the ceiling. So you really have to be careful. You really have to hire professionals to do all of that. And Jeremy, there are lots of different things online now too. So you can Google different like you could put in 900 square foot ranch like floor plans. You can go on to different websites for new construction, by the way, and look at their floor plans. But you can do a lot in 900 square feet. And, right now with the ADU requirements in Massachusetts, which that law had changed just this year, you can do an ADU by right, which is an accessory dwelling unit. And I think the max that you can make it is 900 square feet. It's either 800 or 900. I believe it's 900 square feet to do that. You can do it detached now. So I'm sure that there are going to be some creative floor plans that are going to be out there. So Jeremy, if I were you, I would do 900 square foot ADU floor plans and layouts and see what comes up. If you want to do that right now, Jeremy, if you're not driving, let us know what you get, if you get any things there. But there are different things that you can do too. I love like on Instagram, they always tend to have, like I have things I can save and I put them in different, folders and stuff. But they have a lot of creative things that you can do, even with like if you're putting in a brand new kitchen, like ways to sort of hide different things,
I'm just thinking about, so if Jeremy, if you did this or, any buyer out there, because I know that this is what I did. I purchased a home that had a floor plan. So the listing agent, I'm sitting right next to her, did professional photography and a floor plan. So I actually have printed out the floor plan of my house and have written on it like where I could potentially put furniture and where like how big. And it was especially helpful for me when I was, trying to find rugs and furniture and everything. Like, where could I put this? Oh, that might be a little bit tight for a table. So I was like, I actually wrote on all of mine. I don't have any plans to knock any walls down, but I think that that's also a great thing. You could circle, potentially circle a wall and just be like, and bring it to somebody, or obviously talk to a professional and say, hey, can I bring this one down? Can I do this? And I think it's also important to know, like, where your heating is in each room, where the outlets are in each room, and be able to sort of, and with the windows and doors and everything. And I think that would be, that was helpful for me to print out the floor plan that I have.
Well, and I love that you do it to place furniture, because I think that a lot of people misjudge actually the size of walls and different things by that. And I just Googled here, ranch style homes, 900 square feet, and they give you some really great ideas. And, even like bathroom placement and things like that, like where your washer and dryer is and the water. And if you want, like, one of the things too is a lot of people like having a private bath, to their primary bedroom. And maybe there's a way to coordinate that. So maybe the toilet is sort of separate, you know what I mean? Toilet and sink is sort of separate from a shower area, maybe with a pocket door or something like that. So, that's one thing that I particularly don't love is like at your house. I love your house, but like one of the things is like, so you and Ethan, like your toothbrushes are out, like everything is out, so like I don't know where you put anything in your bathroom because I haven't been invited back since the last time I did it. Moved you in. I moved you in.
Come whenever. Nobody's been over.
Moved you in, and I haven't been invited back. But like, you know what I mean? I always feel like I don't really want people. I'd guess that that's you too, because you won't even use paper towels that are in a bathroom.
I won't use paper towels that are in a bathroom. Thanks for throwing that out there.
Oh boy, I know a lot about you.
I definitely don't use the dryer in the bathroom. I never use a dryer. I know I do use, but like here in the bathroom, I wouldn't go and get the paper towels out of the bathroom. I'd get the paper towels from the kitchen.
Under the sink, yeah.
But no, I do not have the toothbrushes out because I don't have a countertop in my bathroom.
You have a pedestal?
I have a pedestal.
Oh,
and
I have no.
It's
not a pedestal. It's a pedestal.
All right, Miss Easthill. That's how she says easel. Easthill. Okay. But no, I don't have a countertop. So I actually did purchase a piece of furniture that I brought my floor plan to. And I actually just got it from IKEA, but something that, I could put some storage. But I have a really great large closet in my bathroom. So that holds a lot of stuff. But.
Hey, Jeremy, did you text anything? And did you Google anything? If you want to send me your floor plan. And that's
Melissa, you shouldn't fight too much with Sharon about accents because the Dorchester will come out and it's all over. Right?
It is. You are so right. You know what's so funny, Tim?
You underestimate me, okay?
Yeah,
okay,
she's tough.
Okay.
She's tough. She's a little tough in her too. But I remember one time doing the show, and one of the listeners was somebody from Pembroke, and I was talking to him one day, and he's like, "Hey, don't take offense to this, but you sound uneducated when you're on the radio show because of your Dorchester accent."
Yeah.
So for all the people in Dorchester, if you want to know who this person is, just call me. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
We'll give you his number. You can take care of him. Forget about it.
We're
It's
a
all
gang.
right.
We're a gang.
Yeah.
We'll take care of him. Yeah.
We'll take good care of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Gosh.
Well, it's interesting too, though. But I did take, I was like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? Like, oof, I didn't want to feel that way. But it made me self-conscious until people said, people I sound real. It's who I am. I mean,
It's local radio.
yeah. And you know what? If I tried to say all those R's, I'd swallow my tongue and then I'd be choking. And jeez, no one wants that.
Well, you know what the great thing is that he could just listen to something else.
Good point.
Sharon didn't go to broadcasting school. She went to real estate school.
Yeah. So if I went to broadcasting school, would they make me change it?
They would help you to better pronounce words and
like
things.
a speech therapist.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'd
yeah.
have to be rolling a pencil on my tongue, like
maybe. I don't know.
They do it. People with lisps.
Somebody asked me
wow,
one time.
okay.
They said, "I'm sorry, I'm just curious. Are you a speech therapist?" And I said, "No, I'm not." And they said, "Well, you speak so clearly, and I always understand you." I go, "To be honest with you, I hate to repeat myself, so
There you go.
I just make sure that you can hear me the
Yep.
first time."
Yep.
I go, if I'm being honest, I don't like to repeat myself.
You do have a good radio voice, I think. I mean, you could throw your voice from here to Stop and Shop.
What does that mean?
You accentuate really well.
Again, because I do not like to repeat myself.
I know. Sometimes it hurts my ear.
I apologize.
No, you don't have to. I got you adjusted perfectly now. So
It might be my nasally voice right now.
So, again, you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am Sharon McNamara, full-time real estate agent, of course, here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and I am the broker owner of this fine establishment, just chock-filled with wonderful, wonderful agents that are here. Some are listening to us, I believe, right now, too. So hello to our BCRE family. WATD listeners, if you have anything that you want to ask us, 781-837-4900. Jeremy, I'd love to hear We are not uneducated from Dorchester. I agree, Dee. Jeremy, if you want to let me know if that was helpful for you with the floor plan stuff, that would be great. Thanks for listening. You can also see us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you are on LinkedIn.
It's big time.
I think we only have about 8 minutes left, less than 8 minutes. So we'll sort of wrap up this topic because we do have some open houses to talk about this weekend. But what are some takeaways that you want people to have from, not being scared to either put your house on the market during this time or continue their journey in searching for a home during this time?
So I'd say the top tips I have for sellers is don't think of, you're thinking of the winter months and, the holidays sort of coincide with that. But to be honest with you, we're not going to get snow probably until, January. I can't remember the last time we had a white Christmas. And I understand those challenges as well with winter, and we can do another one on winter, but this one is just focused on the holidays. But, if your motivation is to sell, then I would say put your house on the market. Certainly, if you're going to wait, definitely have a conversation with your real estate agent now. I mean, I am in the process of doing that with several of our clients, going to their home to discuss what is that going to look like for them in the spring. For the clients who are looking at the same time but choosing not to put their house on the market first, we're getting in there, we're getting it prepped, we're getting it staged, we're getting the professional photos and floor plans and all of that sort of taken care of. So if they do find the one, then they will be able to just move quickly. And, that's the thing with housing and real estate. I mean, there are always different factors that are happening that, force people to put a house on the market. It's not just like, oh, I think I'm going to buy a new house, or, oh, I think I'm going to sell my house. But, there's divorces are happening. I hate to say it's not a great opportunity for anybody. I'm just saying that's when, divorces happen January through December. So people are putting their houses on the market. There are situations where I've been working a lot with, the death of, parents and things like that. So those homes and those estate homes are always coming on the market January through December. So if you're looking for a house, keep your eyes open because opportunities will be coming up for that. So don't get discouraged like, did I miss anything or anything like that. A lot of people were on hold until, the election. That's now behind us. And, I think that people, now will have, confidence one way or the other, right? And whether it went their way or it didn't, I think that people now have the answer and they will make their decision if they're going to purchase or not. And then for buyers, I think, I never say put it on hold until the spring because more houses are coming on the market. If you're one less buyer out there in the buyer pool, then you're going to have a better opportunity. I know as we were talking to Mel, Mary and I had another listing in Quincy, and we had commuter open houses and weekend open houses, and I think they had 25 people plus at each one of those open houses, right? So 75 groups of people plus showings and everything, right? Because she had three open houses there, right? What, 6 offers?
Yeah.
Only 6 offers. I mean, so that shows you that potentially there are just a lot of looky-loos out there who are just sort of, hey, I wonder what this is like. If it sparks interest, I'll go for it. But honestly, there were 6 serious buyers in that whole entire pool. So if you're a seller, don't think I'm going to constantly be disrupted through that. But of course, if you want more one-on-one advice about this, you can call me and Melissa, because she is my team member on real estate for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
You're loving it.
I do. And I do want to also say that you really just need one offer.
Yeah.
And I know that we got so caught up in the, oh my gosh, I got 40 offers, I got 20 offers, 10 offers. You really just need one great offer. Someone to come in and say, this is my house.
Yeah.
I want to live here. And I want to buy this. And I think we get caught up in the glamour and the oh, this is a show and you already own this house when you're on House Hunters, that type of thing. But like, you just need one person to come in and say, yeah, I'm going to give you what you're asking for.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is this time of year is a really good time of year for your comps because we're looking 6 months back, right? So that's what I'm basing the value on your house. So if you go back 6 months, I mean, what was that? May, June, July, August, September, October, right? That's when, houses were going on the market. We were getting multiple offer. And you've heard me talk about this before, that emotional value was in there. Well, that sold price is now your baseline for if you have a similar house. If you wait until April, and again, you've heard us say this too, spring market starts the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday, which is the first weekend in February, right?
Yeah.
Is that when it is, or February? Yeah.
First weekend in February.
Yeah. So the comps that you're looking at then are going to be what? October, November, December, January, February, March-ish, right? So you're looking at months where the market is a little bit slower and you don't have as many comps that you can use that, might be higher. So
Yeah.
there's my advice. You can go with the open houses.
Open houses today. Sue Bollinger has a brand new listing, 102 Brook Bend Road in Hanover. She is doing an open house today from 12 to 2. That is on the market for $715. She will also be there tomorrow from 1 to 3, $715. So it is, again, 102 Brook Bend Road in Hanover. I will be at 33 Adams Circle in Carver today from 10 to 12. That is on the market for $269. It's in a 55-plus community. It's a great house. It truly is a great house.
Yeah, it's a manufactured home.
Manufactured home. Cushing Trails in Hanson every single Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 12. And Cochise Estates every single Saturday and Sunday in West Bridgewater from 10 to 2.
And I will
you're
be
at Cushing today?
Yeah, I'll be at Cushing today, 10 to 12. So that's a 40-unit subdivision with townhouses, and we have 3 different floor plans for that. And Faith Birmingham, full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate, will be there tomorrow for me. And then Kristen Howlett will be at Cochise Estates, where we have a mixture of single-family and duplexes. We only have a couple lots left with our single families. So if that's what you're interested in, you certainly should go see her.
Yeah, perfect.
And that's it. Oh my gosh, I love
Well,
this.
come visit us this weekend and let us get you home for the holidays.
And come knock on my door.
Come and knock on our door. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Bye, Tim. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Where the kisses are
Hers and hers.
his, three's company too. Come and dance on our floor. Take a step that is new.